Good evening. How are you?
Hey, Dolly. We asked, where's the source that an uncircumcised Kohen only is a lav? You get malchus if you do the avoda. Va'arel basar lo yavo el megdashi l'shar seni. Posuk Yechezkel. So lo yavo, it's a lav. One minolan, what about an onain? Somebody whose relative has died, they haven't buried them yet. So if he does the avoda, it's a lav. T'chsiv, u'min hamidash lo yetzei, v'lo yichalel es migdash Elohav. Means the Kohen Gadol is not allowed to go out. But Acher was not a Kohen Gadol, Shelo Yetzei Chilel. Kohen Gadol is not Mechalel because he can't leave. But a regular Kohen who doesn't go out, he's Mechalel the Avodah. Well, why not learn the Hekesh, the native Chilul Mitruma, and say Malahalim b'Misa if you eat a Zar who eats Truma, or a Kohen who eats Truma Betuma, it's b'Misa, so maybe Afkan b'Misa. So Miksiv bebegufe, it doesn't say befeirush chilul bayonotne. It's mechlolakasi. It's darshan from this din of a Kohen Gadol. So heavy davar abomin klal. It's not said b'mefurish chilul there. Kol davar abomin klal ain't darshan so b'gzer shava. Just because it's connected, you can't use the chilul by Kohen Gadol to oine. Amarava yoyche minolan. You're supposed to stand when you do the avodah. What if you sit? It's halav. From where? You have to stand. Then we had a statement that a Kohen was a balmum that did the avodah. Rabbi Omer b'misa, misa b'dei shamayim. Chachamim says it's a lav. My time of the Rebbe. It says, Achela parochas lo yavo, v'lamizbech lo yigash kimumbo, v'lo yichalel smigdashi. It's a lot. No, the yolav chilu mitruma. It says chilu there, and it says chilu by truma, mala halon b'misa. A Kohen Tomei who eats truma is b'misa. So the chilu that's here as well, afkan b'misa. Frank, the more of an elav chilu minoiser. It also says chilul, and say malal and bekoris avkan bekoris. So no, mistavra mitruma avalele melev. It makes more logic to learn from truma, because we have psula guf. A bal mum is a invalidation of the body, and a tome is psula guf. So adarabba minoiser avalele melev. It makes more sense to learn from noiser. We're on pei dalid, about halfway down. Because there are more comparisons of a balmum to noiser, because kodesh, truma is not kodesh. Lifnim, truma is not done in the Mesa Mikdash. These noiser and balmum is, and they have dinim of pigul and noiser. So really, we learn it. The punishment, Rabbi Tomesh Shimesh Gomar, that a Tomei that did the avoda, which says chilul and says misa, and that's where Rabbi learned that a balmum who does the avoda is b'misa b'dei shemai. Why? Because psula guf mi psula guf, balmum and tum are the same. Kodesh pnim pigul v'noiser. These are all things that only exist in the base of Mikdash. Mi kodesh pnim pigul v'noiser, which is by Tomei. Okay, so we know the source from Misa according to Rebbe. Rabbanon, how do they know that it's only a lav? Amar krabo. It says umesu bo kichalu. That's betruma tmeya. Only bo gets Misa. The law bamum. Then we said there's a machlokes tanoim between Chachamim and Rebbe. Behizid b'mila. You benefited from hegdish b'mezid. Rebbe Omer b'misa. Chachamim Omer bazar, it's just a lav. My time at the Rebbe, Amr Vavo, Gomar, Chet mitruma. Ma'alalam by truma it says chet and it says b'misa. Avkan b'misa. V'rabonon ami amakra bo. Again, by truma it says bo. Bo, there's misa, but v'lo b'me'ila. Then the Brisa said zar sheshimesh b'migdash. Tanya Rabbi Shmuel Oimer. Nemar kan. It says vatal vanecha itcha tishmus kunatzchem chol davar mizbech v'azar karev yumas. The nemar lahalan kol karev al mishkan Hashem yamus. Ma lahalan that a zar who does the korban, who offers the korban or comes close is bidei shamayim. Avkan, a zar that does the avodah is bidei shamayim. Rabbi Kiva Omer nemar kan v'azar karev yumas. The nemar lahalan v'anaviyahu o cholema cholomahu yumas. A navi who is maces people to worship avodah zarah. Malahalon is beskilo, avkan beskilo. So Rabbi Kiva learns that it's not misa b'dei shemaim, it's mamish skila. Rav Yochanan ben Nari Omer, no, malahalon bechenek. He learns a navi whose maces gets chenek, avkan bechenek. Now, what is this three-way machlokas between Rabbi Shmuel, Rabbi Yochanan ben Nuri, and Rabbi Kiva? But my commitment Rabbi Shmuel, Rabbi Kiva. Rabbi Kiva sover done in yumas miyumas. They ain't done in yumas miyamus. You got to have a hekesh, which is an exact word. Rabbi Shmuel sovar, even though we say done in hedyot mehedyot, we're going to learn a zar and a regular kohen. They ain't done hedyot minavi, who's not a regular person. Rabbi Kiva kivan shehidiach ein lecha hedyot gadol misa. Navi is also a hedyot. If he's telling people to worship before the Zohar, there's no greater hedyot than him. So, b'mai kamifki Rabbi Kiva of Yochanan ben Nuri, b'lepukted Rabbi Shem Rabbanon, by the case of a navi shemediach. Navi sheidiach is din of iskila, says the Chachamim. Rabbi Shem Nuri b'chenek. Rabbi Kiva Omer b'chenek. So everything we just said, that the Rabbi Kiva said that it's compared to a zar shimesh l'navi, it can't be correct. So we said it is correct. Trei tanov alibidrak. It's machlokas tanov what Rabbi Kiva held. Masnisen, which said that a navi that is mediach gets chenek, is Rabbi Shimon alibid Rabbi Kiva, and the Baraisa, which said that a zar that was shimesh is like a navi shidiach, which is skila, that's Rabbanan, who argued with Rav Shimon alibid Rabbi Kiva. New parak, Pei Dalet. Elu ein anechnokim. The following averos are killed with chenek. Hamake avi v'imo, you strike your parent, and you make a wound. Gonev nefesh b'Yisrael, you kidnap a person. Zaken mamre al pi beis din, one of the members of the Sanhedrin goes against the Sanhedrin. Navi HaSheker, a Navi who is a Navi Sheker, HaMisnabi B'Shem Avodah Zarah, the Habal Eshasish, adultery, the Zomame Bas Kohen, a Bas Kohen who commits adultery gets Sreifa, but the Eidim, if they're found to be Eidim Zomim, they're not killed with Sreifa, they're killed with Chenek. Similarly, Boyala, the man who has relations with the Bas Kohen, he doesn't get killed with Sreifa, only the Bas Kohen gets Sreifa. He gets Chenek. So the Gemara asks, Makir Avi v'imo minolan. Where do we see that if a person strikes his parent, he gets Chenek? T'chsiv. Umakir avi v'imo mos yumas. But the Chol Misa, Mur b'Torah, Stam ein ela Chenek. When the Torah says Misa, the regular Misa is Chenek, because that's the easiest, the lightest, the more lenient type of Misa, according to Chacham. Freik, the Gemara, Ema adikotele miktel, maybe you only get Misa if you kill a parent. Versus Salgadaitach. Kotel Chad is Kesayev. What do you mean? We have a Rotzeach, you already get killed with Sayev. So Aviv v'Chenek? So killing your father would get a lesser punishment because Chenek is lighter than Sayev. Hanich l'man domer chenek kal elamando. If chenek is more lenient, then I understand. Elamando amar chenek chomer Michael Meimar. Maybe in a chanami, if you're makeh your aviv, you only get the chenek if he dies. So we need another source. Elam idichsiv makeh ish v'meis mos yumas. And then it says obe eva hikau biadov yamos. Shmamina kolechad ikah kostam. Regular akah is lav misa. It's just a wound. It does not lead to death. V'itzrich lemiktiv makeh ish. V'itzrich lemiktiv makeh nefesh. Because of Rachman makeh ish v'meis. If we would only had that pasuk havamina, the bar mitzvah, a boy above the age of 13, and you kill him in. But if you kill aval katan lo, because Rachmana kol makeh nefesh, any nefesh, because Rachmana kol makeh nefesh, havamina afilu nefila, maybe even a child that's going to die the first week of life. It's a little bit of nefesh. Afilu ben shmone. Now, if a child was born after 8 months of pregnancy, it was considered like mace. So you might think that they're considered, if you kill them, you would be put to death. So we say no. Kamash malan. Now, if you're telling me it's just striking a parent, maybe you get the punishment even without a wound. But it says, Tanana, make avi v'imo nechayv sheyasa chabura. Amar kra, it says, umakeh be'imay shalmena, umakeh adam yumas. Ma makeh be'imo ad avi b'chabura. When you strike an animal, it's got to have a wound. Diksiv be'in nefesh, it says, umakeh nefesh be'imay shalmena. There's a little bit of otzah, of removal of the nefesh, which is the damu ha-nefesh. Af makeh adam is ad avid chabura. The same thing by striking a person. Let's say you pile stones onto an animal and it dies without a wound. Of course, you're going to be chayiv on any kind of damage. Ella, the word maken nefesh is not needed for nefesh behema. The inami. Because even without a wound, just piling stones on it, you're chayiv. That if you strike a person, and really we're talking about a father, because you're only chayiv misa if you strike a parent, you only chayiv if you make a wound, which is hoitzos nefesh. So if you're learning it through an imeno inyan, ela hekesha, what do you need with the hekesh between makeh adam? It says makeh adam and makeh beima. What we made a hekesh there? Lamali. Lechedetani the bechizkiah. Rav Chizkiah learned from here that if you are going to be chayiv, or at least convicted or accused, even though he's not going to end up chayiv in killing a person, you're going to be potter from all monetary damages that result. That's good, according to learn like Chizkiah. He doesn't accept this. So what do you do with the hekesh? So we learn potter. Let's say you make a wound in an animal because you're a veterinarian, you're trying to heal him. If you make a wound in a person, you're not machayiv anything, because as a doctor, you're allowed to heal him. Where do we see this? Ben Marshiakis Dablo Aviv. There was a treatment, bloodletting, where you opened up the vein because they had too much blood. That's how George Washington died. Now, let's say a son is a doctor, and he does bloodletting on his father. Is that considered a chabura or not? So Rav Masda Amar v'haftu recha kamocha. Just like you want to be healed, your friend wants to be healed. So it's mutar lechatchila to draw blood from your father. Rav Dimi bar Chinina Omar, we learn it from Makeh Adam and Makeh Behema. Ma Makeh Behema refuah potter. You make a wounded behema, but the kavanah is for refuah, your potter. Af Makeh Adam refuah potter. But Rav lo yishavik lebrei lemishkalei silua. Rav did not allow his son to remove a splinter. He was worried about making a chabura. Marbraid Ravina lo shavik lebrei lemiftach lekivsa. Marbraid Ravina did not allow his son to drain an abscess. Dil mechavil v'havel shigga sister. Maybe it's a shoygeg for a severe isser. Ihachi acher nami, somebody who's not a son. You're not allowed to wound anybody. No, acher, if there's chavala, shiggas lav. It's just a shogeg in a regular lav, a losase, that's allowed. But bno is a shiggas chenek. It could lead to a death penalty. Freiti gemor vaditnan, mochat shel yad. You're allowed to go out on Shabbos with a small needle, because mutar lital bosakos. In order to use the needle to remove a splinter on Shabbos. Now, v'leichash dil mechavil. Maybe it's going to lead to a chavol of avalei shigas skila. You're not allowed to make a wound on Shabbos. And there also, it's a shigas misa. So hasam is mekalkelhu. When you use a needle, make a wound, the point of chavola on Shabbos, the malacha that was tzricha legufa, it had to be a takana, not a kilkul. Hanich lemimish mekalkel potter. Fine, we'll answer the issue according to Mandama that says if you do a malacha and it creates a kilkul, not a tikkun, you're going to be potter. Elamanda Amar that mekalkel on Shabbos you're chayiv. If you have a no, for example, Michael Amem, man shamas adam mekabel chabur chayiv. It's halal Reb Shimon. Reb Shimon Amar kom locha shein tzrich lagufa potter aleh. So when you made a chavala on Shabbos, it was to remove the dam from its chilazon. So to remove blood here, he didn't have the same purpose. It wasn't. He didn't need it. He didn't need the blood for any purpose. So that's a malacha shein tzrich lagufa would be potter. Okay. Tomorrow, I would suggest we learn at 5:30, which gives us some time to make it to shul for mincha. Okay? It's not too early. It's not 5 o'clock. I want to make sure I get home on time.
Okay.
Have an easy fast tomorrow. Walter, I'll see you.
Take care.